Welcome, everyone, to our channel, where we dive deep into inspiring stories of success and profound personal growth. Today, we are embarking on a truly dramatic journey, one that takes us from the depths of overwhelming debt to the pinnacle of millionaire status, guided by one of the greatest business philosophers of all time, Jim Rohn. This isn't just a story about financial ascent, it is a shocking transformation of mindset, a living testament to the sheer power of personal change. It is a narrative that proves unequivocally that true wealth begins not in your bank account, but within the very fabric of your being. This is a story about how a regular person, facing immense challenges, discovered timeless principles that completely reshape his destiny, and in doing so, offered a blueprint for millions worldwide to follow. We'll explore the exact steps he took, the pivotal moments that changed everything, and the enduring wisdom he left behind. So, settle in, because Jim Rohn's journey from broke to millionaire is more than just a tale of riches. It's a masterclass in how to redefine your life from the inside out. Imagine a young man at the tender age of 25, named Jim Rohn. His life was a relentless struggle. He was deeply in debt, overwhelmed by financial pressures, and lacked any clear direction. A young family depended on him, and the weight of their expectations, coupled with his own feelings of inadequacy, pressed down heavily. Jim worked tirelessly, often putting in long hours, but despite his diligent efforts, a persistent sense of frustration and stagnation enveloped him. His life felt like a treadmill, moving constantly but leading nowhere. The economic landscape of the time, while different from today, presented its own set of challenges, and Jim found himself caught in a seemingly inescapable loop. He was performing his duties, showing up to work, and putting in the effort, yet his income was barely enough to cover his basic expenses, let alone climb out from under the mountain of debt that plagued him. He felt trapped, constantly chasing his tail, and the cumulative effect was more than just financial hardship. He felt spiritually bankrupt, devoid of hope and vision for a brighter future. This wasn't just a minor setback, it was a profound crisis of purpose and means, a state of being where the path forward seemed entirely obscured. He started to question everything, wondering if there was any genuine way to break free from this relentless cycle of struggle and disappointment. This deeply unsettling image is Jim Rohn before he truly began his remarkable journey from being financially and emotionally broke to becoming a self-made millionaire, a man whose ideas would eventually inspire generations. He was a man drowning in the very circumstances he so desperately wished to escape, a stark illustration of the human condition when talent and effort are misdirected or lack the guiding light of wisdom. The pivotal turning point in Jim Rohn's life, the moment that irrevocably altered his trajectory, was a seemingly ordinary yet ultimately destined encounter with an extraordinary millionaire entrepreneur named Earl Shoaff. Shoaff was not merely a wealthy individual, he was a profound thinker, a man who possessed a deep understanding of the principles of success and, more importantly, the power of personal philosophy. This wasn't a meeting where Shoaff would simply hand Jim a check or offer him a lucrative job. Instead, he offered something far more valuable and enduring, a new philosophy, a different way of seeing the world and one's place within it. From the very first conversation, Shoaff, with his piercing insight and direct manner, began to ask Jim questions that forced him to re-evaluate his entire life. Questions that cut through the superficialities and struck at the core of Jim's existing beliefs. "Jim," Shoaff reportedly asked, his voice calm but firm, "if you don't change, what will your life be like in 5 years?" This simple question acted like a jolt, a profound awakening that shook Jim to his core. It wasn't a question about the economy or his boss or his family's needs. It was a direct inquiry into Jim's personal accountability and the trajectory of his own decisions. This question made Jim realize, with startling clarity, that the fundamental issues he faced were not external circumstances. They were not simply bad luck or an unfair system, but rather deeply rooted within himself, in his own mindset, his approach to life, and his personal philosophy. Shoaff's wisdom penetrated Jim's defenses, revealing a crucial truth. It's not primarily what happens around you that truly matters, but what happens within you. This profound realization, this shift in perspective, was the true genesis of Jim Rohn's life-altering transformation, the moment when the seeds of his future success were first sown. It was the moment he understood that personal change was the prerequisite for any meaningful external change. Shoaff demonstrated through his demeanor and wisdom that the answers Jim sought were not external fixes, but internal adjustments. He taught Jim to stop blaming and start becoming. From Earl Shoaff, Jim Rohn learned an indispensable truth that would become the guiding principle for all his subsequent actions. To have more, you must first become more. This philosophy, elegantly simple yet profoundly powerful, became the bedrock of his personal development journey. It wasn't about wishing for things to be easier or waiting for opportunities to magically appear. It was about elevating his own capabilities, character, and understanding. Jim took Shof's advice to heart and began to apply a radical shift in his daily efforts. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. This wasn't a suggestion to neglect his work, but rather an imperative to prioritize his personal growth as the ultimate determinant of his long-term success. He understood that his efforts at his job were merely transactional, while his efforts on himself were transformational. Jim began to dedicate significant time and energy to his own personal and intellectual enrichment. This meant a disciplined commitment to reading. He devoured books on philosophy, history, psychology, business, and biographies of successful individuals, understanding that knowledge was power, and wisdom was cultivated through consistent exposure to great ideas. He didn't just read for entertainment. He read to learn, to grow, to challenge his existing paradigms, and to absorb the insights of those who had already achieved what he desired. Beyond reading, Jim actively sought out opportunities for learning and mentorship. He attended seminars, eager to glean wisdom from successful individuals who had mastered the principles of prosperity and personal fulfillment. He listened intently to their stories, their strategies, and their mindsets, recognizing that direct exposure to excellence was a powerful accelerant for his own growth. He understood that success leaves clues, and he became a meticulous detective, seeking to uncover and implement those clues in his own life. This wasn't passive learning. It was an active pursuit of knowledge, a conscious effort to immerse himself in environments that fostered growth and challenged complacency. Furthermore, Jim began the practice of keeping a journal, a powerful tool for self-reflection and personal accountability. In its pages, he meticulously analyzed his habits, his thoughts, and his daily actions. He reflected on what worked and what didn't, identifying areas for improvement and actively strategizing how to implement positive changes. This introspective process allowed him to become a conscious architect of his own behavior, rather than merely a reactive participant in his circumstances. He diligently worked on improving various aspects of his life, from enhancing his communication skills, which are vital for any form of leadership and influence, to mastering time management, ensuring that his days were spent productively and aligned with his goals. He consciously developed a positive mindset, understanding that his internal world profoundly influenced his external reality. He embraced the idea that challenges were opportunities for growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles. This holistic approach to personal development meant investing not just money, but invaluable time, energy, and unwavering discipline into cultivating his inner self. Jim Rohn firmly grasped that his income, his material wealth, and his overall life satisfaction would rarely, if ever, exceed the level of his personal development. He understood that true prosperity was an inside-out job, a direct reflection of the person he had become. Every book he read, every seminar he attended, every habit he shifted, and every thought he refined was an investment in his future self, an investment that would yield unimaginable returns. He saw himself as a project, a work in progress, constantly refining and improving, knowing that this continuous self-improvement was the most reliable path to achieving his aspirations. The consistent and disciplined application of these principles, meticulously learned and earnestly practiced, yielded truly astonishing results. In an incredibly short span of time, a mere 6 years, Jim Rohn transformed himself from a young man burdened by crushing debt, feeling perpetually stuck and financially broke, into a self-made millionaire. This wasn't some miraculous, overnight stroke of luck or an inheritance. It was the direct, undeniable outcome of unwavering discipline, persistent effort, and an unshakable personal philosophy that he had diligently cultivated. His journey was a powerful testament to the idea that personal philosophy precedes financial fortune. He demonstrated beyond any doubt that anyone, regardless of their starting point or their current struggles, possesses the inherent capacity to dramatically alter their destiny, provided they are willing to embark on the challenging yet ultimately rewarding journey of changing themselves from within. Jim Rohn's remarkable journey from being genuinely broke to becoming a millionaire swiftly became more than just a personal success story. It evolved into an enduring symbol of hope and a potent source of inspiration for countless individuals across the globe. His life became a living embodiment of the principles he espoused, a powerful validation that personal development isn't just a feel-good concept, but a practical, actionable blueprint for achieving extraordinary results in every area of life. He proved that the investment in self is the highest-yielding investment one can ever make, a profound truth that continues to resonate with and empower millions. His transformation was not simply financial. It was a total recalibration of his being, demonstrating that true wealth is a byproduct of becoming a better, more capable, and more philosophical individual. However, Jim Rohn's story didn't culminate with his financial success. In fact, reaching millionaire status was merely a prelude to his greater purpose. He quickly realized that his true mission extended beyond accumulating personal wealth. His calling, as he understood it, was to share the profound philosophies and invaluable lessons he had painstakingly learned, the very principles that had propelled him from destitution to abundance. This recognition marked a new chapter in his life, a transition from personal achievement to profound public service. He became a highly sought-after inspirational speaker, captivating audiences with his unique blend of practical wisdom, engaging storytelling, and profound insights. His words resonated deeply, offering clarity and encouragement to those seeking their own paths to success. He authored several best-selling books, translating his powerful spoken messages into enduring written works that could reach an even wider audience. His books became revered texts for personal development, packed with actionable advice and timeless truths. Moreover, he established himself as an immensely influential mentor and consultant, guiding countless individuals and organizations toward greater success and fulfillment. Jim Rohn's philosophies are not mere platitudes. They are profound, actionable insights that have genuinely changed the lives of innumerable people. Consider his powerful assertion: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't just a clever saying, it's a stark reminder of the immense influence our environment and our closest relationships exert on our thoughts, attitudes, and ultimately, our destinies. Jim Rohn taught us that if we want to elevate our lives, we must consciously and strategically choose our associations, seeking out individuals who uplift, inspire, and challenge us to grow, rather than those who diminish or stagnate our potential. He encouraged us to curate our inner circle with the same care we would give to any significant investment. Another cornerstone of his wisdom is, look for the good in every circumstance. This philosophy doesn't imply a naive denial of reality or the absence of challenges. Instead, it teaches us the profound power of perspective and resilience. It's about actively seeking the lessons, the opportunities for growth, or the hidden blessings even amidst adversity. It's a cultivation of optimism, a disciplined approach to finding constructive meaning in every experience, which ultimately empowers us to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs with greater strength and grace. It shifts our focus from what is wrong to what can be learned or improved. Perhaps one of his most transformative maxims is, don't wish things were easier, wish you were better. This statement cuts directly to the core of personal responsibility and empowerment. It redirects our energy away from futile external complaints and towards internal mastery. It challenges us to stop wishing for a world without problems and instead to cultivate the skills, knowledge, and character necessary to overcome any problem that arises. It emphasizes that our personal capacity and competence are far more impactful than the ease of our circumstances. This philosophy is a call to action for continuous self-improvement, a relentless pursuit of becoming more capable, more resilient, and more resourceful. Jim Rohn also famously taught that success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. This profound insight completely reframes the conventional understanding of success. It suggests that chasing success directly is often a fruitless endeavor. Instead, he argued that true, sustainable success is a natural consequence, an inevitable magnet, for the individual who has diligently cultivated their character, their skills, their mindset, and their personal philosophy. It means focusing on being, not just doing. It shifts the focus from external results to internal growth, asserting that when you become the type of person who deserves success, success will naturally gravitate towards you. His teachings resonated so deeply that they influenced generations of personal development gurus and thought leaders, including hugely successful figures like Tony Robbins. Robbins himself credits Jim Rohn as his original mentor, the man who first opened his eyes to the limitless potential within. The impact of Rohn's philosophy on Robbins' career and, by extension, on millions of people around the world, is an incredible testament to the enduring power and practical utility of Jim Rohn's ideas. Jim Rohn's legacy is not confined to the personal fortune he amassed or the books he sold. His true, immeasurable legacy lies in the countless seeds of knowledge he meticulously sowed into the minds and hearts of millions. These seeds continue to germinate, inspiring individuals to unlock their hidden potential, to challenge their limiting beliefs, and to consciously construct the lives they genuinely dream of. He didn't just teach people how to make money, he taught them how to live a richer, more meaningful, and more fulfilling life, defined by continuous growth and purpose. He taught them that while circumstances can be challenging, one's inner world, one's philosophy, is always within their control, and that is where the real power to change everything lies. His message was one of hope, empowerment, and uncompromising personal accountability, reminding us that we are the architects of our own destinies. The extraordinary story from broke to millionaire, Jim Rohn's shocking transformation, stands as a powerful and timeless testament to a singular, undeniable truth. The most significant barrier, the most formidable obstacle we ever face, is rarely found in our external circumstances. Instead, it resides firmly within the self-imposed limitations of our own mindset, our ingrained beliefs, and the depth of our personal philosophy. Jim Rohn's journey unequivocally illustrates that genuine wealth, lasting success, and profound fulfillment do not begin with a stroke of luck, a sudden inheritance, or an external opportunity. They originate from within, forged in the crucible of a strong personal philosophy, nurtured by unwavering self-discipline, and sustained by an unyielding commitment to continuous personal development. His life is a vibrant, living example that the greatest investment you will ever make is in yourself. It is a compelling narrative that proves the external world is often a mirror reflecting the internal world we cultivate. He showed us that poverty of spirit is far more detrimental than poverty of pocket, and that enriching the former inevitably leads to the elevation of the latter. Remember this crucial lesson: your life, your circumstances, and your future can undergo a complete metamorphosis only when you make a conscious, unwavering decision to change yourself first. It requires a decision to take full responsibility, to stop blaming external factors, and to diligently work on becoming the person you need to be to attract the life you desire. It means embracing the journey of self-improvement not as a chore, but as the most exhilarating adventure you will ever undertake. Jim Rohn's story is an invitation, a challenge, and a promise. You possess the power to transform your life, starting right now, simply by shifting your perspective and committing to becoming more. It all begins with a thought, a decision, and then, consistent action. If you found Jim Rohn's incredible story as inspiring and transformative as we did, please do us a favor and hit that like button to show your support. Share this video with your friends, family, and anyone you know who might benefit from hearing this powerful message of personal transformation. And most importantly, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our valuable future content designed to help you on your own journey of growth and success. Don't just watch this story, let it ignite something within you. Start your own personal transformation journey today, taking that crucial first step towards becoming the person you are truly meant to be. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.